The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
I know it's hard to believe, but we're about to embark on the 10th season of Married at First Sight.
I tell you what, and they're just a whole bunch of quality people. The guy that matches up those quality, genuine
and then
people
guides them through it.
is John Aiken. Hi, John.
How are you this morning, guys?
Fantastic,
John.
buddy.
10 seasons. Can you believe it? You know, it started back in 2015, and a decade later,
How many
almost.
successful, still-going relationships have we
we've got a handful.
Yeah.
But
So Cam and Jules and Martha and...
Yep.
What was his name?
And Johnny and Kerry got married the other day
Yeah.
as
Did they?
well. And then
Yeah.
Bryce and Melissa have had twins.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So, look, we needed some to get over the line, you know, because you're putting them together. You want a fairy tale. And so it can work. But let's
But
not
often
deny
it doesn't.
You know,
But
we got our work cut out.
Can I just... You touched on Bryce and Melissa just there. Do you know Bryce had gone for a job here on several occasions since MAFS, and...
No, I didn't know that. I know that he worked in radio,
yes.
but no.
And most radio stations can't employ him because there is such negative feelings towards him still. So
I mean, we only saw what we
ended
saw.
up well.
So we only
As a
saw what we
relationship.
saw on the TV, and
Yeah.
so obviously that's just really a small part of what goes on. You would have seen more and would know more about that relationship. The red flags that we all saw, were they as scarlet red as we thought they were, or was there more to that relationship that we weren't seeing?
Look, I think with all of the relationships, you get the good and the bad.
Yeah.
I think what you will see is that when they say these things, they say these things. So I'm of the opinion that when you're on the show as a participant, you have a choice as to how you want to speak about yourself and about other people and how you interact.
Yeah.
And when that's on camera, that is.
But you're making a statement, and people are chopping bits out of it, so it's giving it no context at times, which is the things that shits me
Or
to
changing
tears,
the
to be fair.
context of it. Yeah,
certainly,
it's possible. Yeah.
Certainly, that is TV.
Yeah.
And so,
not like radio.
It's all true here.
Yeah, what comes out of our mouth is our fault.
but what we try to do is we hold bad behaviour to account at those commitment ceremonies, and if we're seeing patterns or toxic sort of cycles going on, then we will hold a mirror up to them and try and get them to learn fast.
Now, another thing that I want to touch on is we've met a few people from the past, and there are people that apply to be on there, but there's also people that are scouted to be on there.
Yes.
So they don't particularly... this wasn't something that they were going to do, but the opportunities come up to be on TV.
We had a friend who was scouted. He asked you, Nathan. Actually, about whether
So,
he should go
I mean,
on.
what do you think about that? Shouldn't this be something for people that actually want to find love, not something that someone gets contacted because their Instagram is quite good, or they might be friends with someone and then go, oh, wait, why not? Shouldn't it be a real genuine want?
Well, look, I'm happy to take all comers.
Yep, okay.
And I'll be honest about that. Sometimes we need, when we're thinking about cast, we need to get more diversity. We might not have people from different culture or age group. It's harder to get older people on the show.
Try to find someone that's not muscled up with a tattooed arm sleeve.
Love the tattoos. Love the tattoos.
So do they.
So I take your point, but for us, we're trying to get as big a pool as we can. And also what's very difficult for us at times is that we'll have a great match, and then before the show starts, they'll fall in love with someone and they drop out.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
So all of a sudden we're scrambling to try and find people.
Can't you have people on the outside like ruining their life? You know what I mean? Like, can't you have a sniper out there?
Right, yeah.
If anyone approaches a possible contestant, like...
Well, we are constantly thinking about matches leading right up to that deadline of when we press play.
Well, it seems like you're saying you're constantly thinking about them, but you're constantly getting them wrong all the time. And this is how to get...
We have our moments.
Having you in here, can I just say, to meet you, you're really nice.
Yes.
You seem like a really nice guy.
I hear a big butt coming, though.
But here's the thing, when I watch
he's
you on
gonna
the
slam
show...
me.
No, when I watch you on the show, I go, as if who in their right world would get you to match them up? Because there's so many disasters, and then you're saying stuff, and I'm going, oh, come on.
Yeah.
And give us a rest.
And the great thing about what you're talking about there is that that's one of the secret sources of the show, is that you see the three experts, we match and we put them together, and you're saying, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yes.
I can't
All the
believe
time.
that. I'm outraged by this. I can do better than you. And so you get invested. And that's great.
But you don't do that on purpose to put people... there's no way you can look at some of those couples and go, oh, yeah...
we put them together because we thought they were a genuine match.
Oh, yeah, you've got to put a car crash together and then you put the two old people that no one wants to watch together. So there is a recipe that you have to follow. We know. We've been watching it for 10 seasons.
And every third season you get it right.
Yeah.
No, what do you think about that? John,
look,
on that.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, no, all of the personalities are massive. They're big. They're people that are out there and they are real, but you don't come across them, regularly on your day-to-day. So when you're putting them together, you are hoping, there are reasons why we put them together, but you're also aware of the fact that a lot of them break up. And they are coming into the experiment with no insight into why they're single.
Yeah.
So when I say to them, listen, that sort of language there, or you're gaslighting here, when you do that, it's going to have that impact. You've got to do better. That might be the first time in their life anyone's actually talked to them like that.
Yeah, right, because they surround themselves naturally with a bunch of dickheads and enable them. Everyone thinks it's appropriate behaviour.
So as a result of that, it is hard to get the matches to stick because of their personalities, lack of insight, baggage from the past, but we've had some success.
All right, we want to use your expertise right now. I don't know if you know, but Michael Clark has had a bit of a fight with his girlfriend.
I did see that this morning,
Jade, in a park. She's accusing him of cheating, and he then, for some reason, wants to fight Carl Stefanovic, who's in the park as well. 9:30 at night. People were sitting there with their family.
Was Carl's wife's sister.
Yes,
Family involvement.
Yes.
There were people just watching. They were filming. This is some of it.
Now look, I'm going to tell you now, don't you walk away. She can. She can punch me with you. Go, hit me. You're wrong. Stop it. Hit me.
I mean,
What would your advice be for this couple?
Was that one of those nights where everyone sat at the table and had a fair few drinks?
yes,
And then,
that's Cyrell throwing the glass of red wine, isn't it? Yeah.
It has flavour of a dinner party from Married at First Sight.
Except it's in a park in public.
Clarkie firstly has to put a shirt on.
Oh my
Yes.
God! The people that take their shirts off to fight people,
Like the shirt's holding them back.
Like I'll put on 2 more shirts just to cushion the blow.
but it seems like he's done an injury. People are saying he's done a hamstring in
I know, so he's taking his shirt off and he's hobbling up to
didn't-
someone.
Yeah, he didn't look good on his feet at all. That's very messy.
Yeah,
and
isn't it?
we I say this with our show. It does actually have real life issues going on in our show.
Yeah.
Just like that one, where you have, by the sounds of it, what we're hearing about is some sort of betrayal, some lies, some secrets. It's all coming out.
Some
you've
still
got
involvement
close
with an
mates
ex.
going
Yeah.
at it, and you know.
So the ex-girlfriend seems to be the one that shed light on a situation that happened unbeknown to Clarkie's partner.
And now the ex-girlfriend's sort of come out and sort of
said,
said,
"No, this is the date."
well, he's a liar, and she's going.
Because
And then
clearly he lied
you've
to
got
her
two
about
mates
their
that are
status.
high-profile individuals,
Yeah.
and it's just really ugly. The fact is that happens on our show regularly.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And it's,
Except that it's not real. So that the marriages aren't real. There's no real
That's
commitment
right.
other than
That's right.
it's really just a fanciful thing.
it's a relationship show.
Yeah.
we like
Is
to
there
say.
any coming? So a normal everyday relationship, right? That happens to them, right? There's cheating accusations. There's screaming in the park. There's slapping. There's all this sort of stuff. How hard is it to come back to a normal, safe, trusting relationship after something like that has broken out?
Is it possible?
What, you mean them two getting back together?
Just that,
in
yeah,
general.
That scenario.
In general, in that scenario,
It's very
you've had
difficult.
your big fight.
It's very difficult because once you've had a betrayal, essentially then that person who's been cheated on, or thinks they've been cheated on, they have all this question mark about who are you really and what did we have together.
Yeah.
And so to repair that, the person that's cheated has to really do some heavy lifting, change their ways,
put
be
a shirt
accountable, put a shirt on, start walking straight.
get the rocket in your shoe.
And essentially that's very hard to do.
Yeah, when the
particularly-
trust is gone, it's tough, isn't it?
and also friends around them now.
Yeah.
He's blown those friendships up.
Yes.
So it's not going to be easy outside of the relationship to get along. They're going to be isolated. So can you change it? You can, but you really have to you have to overhaul all your behaviours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people just say, well, I'd rather just be
It's
me
too
and
hard.
meet
Yeah.
somebody else.
And the video cut off just before you saw Koshy came in and King. It was like
I saw the cash cow in the background. It was amazing. I don't know what I was doing.
Actually, full on.
John, I mean, you are a professional
Yes.
relationship counsellor, right?
Yes.
That's your qualification.
Yes.
So you have a practice normally that people can come and see you.
Well, I used to.
Oh, you
I've
don't do
stopped
that. I was
doing
going to
that.
say, because was that impacted by being on MAFS?
Look,
or...
it got to a point where the show got too big for me to be doing, one-on-one work and trying to do the show. And so I had to make a decision, do I go back to private practice or do I jump into the TV world? And I decided to go TV. And for me, it's a privilege to be on it. And it's very rare because I'm a relationship expert on, hosting a show that goes into 120 countries now.
Yeah.
Does it really?
Yeah, which I didn't know about until this 10th season.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And they tell you up front.
You're doing God's work.
I like to think it's a heavy burden, but I do what I can.
He just takes his shirt off and does it.
Well,
It's on my
happening
OnlyFans
again,
account.
everyone.
Yeah, it is.
God. Is this where a lot of us say, I'm not going to watch, and then next minute you go, oh, okay, here I am. I'm 10 episodes in and I'm angry.
Kicks off Monday week, everybody, January 30 at 7:30 on Channel 9, or you can check it out on 9 now as well. John Aiken, it's a pleasure. Thank you for
Thanks,
joining
John.
us.
Loved coming in. Thank you so
Kudos
much.
for wearing a vest as
I
well.
know,
You know what? I
That's
thought I
right.
needed to up my game.
Don't see it enough these days.
It's going to be 33 today, you know that, right?
Air conditioning.
Stay in the aircon.
Take your shirt off, fight someone.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
This is an amazing story, which was just a series of things going wrong.
Yes.
Which resulted in a lot of police officers.
A major incident.
So a guy named Jamie, he is a Muay Thai boxing trainer in Sydney.
Yep.
Okay. So he was midway through his first session with his client. It was about 7:45 a.m. on a Tuesday when he noticed the police officer was hanging by the gym door. So he asked the cop if he needed help. And then the cop said there was a report of gunshots at the gym and that he himself, so Jamie, J-A-I-M, Jamie. So he himself had called them. And Jamie goes, no, I didn't call them. And then they said, well, and then next minute, 15 police officers, 15, including undercover police officers have shown up. Several ambulances are parked out the front. And this stage, he says, I quote, I've started bricking myself.
Oh, you're not wrong.
Rightly so, Jamie.
The officer has advised him to check his dialed numbers to make sure that a call was placed from his phone, because an alternate number for emergency services is 112.
From your mobile, yeah.
So,
I didn't know that.
He's checked his phone and it's got 112 there. And then he's going, wait there, what's happening?
Yeah, he didn't even have his phone on him because
then
he
he's
was
realised.
doing a session.
Right, he's realised, now I wear an Apple Watch and this happens sometimes, not that.
No.
So he's wearing his Apple Watch during training and he's activated Siri, right? And what's happened at that time is he was training the person and yelling out 1, 1, 2
He was yelling
as
out
he was pushing them
combinations
through
for the
their
punching.
punching combinations. And then, so that's called Siri. When the dispatcher has heard the call, the sound of punches and slamming on pads following by him saying, good shot, was heard, and they assumed it was gunshots.
Shooting.
And then Siri automatically sent the location.
Yes.
And that's why all the emergency services rocked up, because they thought there was a gunman killing people.
I love that they think there's a gunman, right? But the police officer, the first one there, just sort of hangs around in the door.
Yes.
Like, is that how you respond to a full-on shooting incident?
just check
Shouldn't
it
you
out.
be like, I don't know, you sidle up to the door and look around the corner.
Unsurprisingly, he's now deactivated Siri from his watch.
Good idea, Jamie.
Yeah. I tell you, she goes off. She goes
I
off
know.
sometimes on this show.
we're
She's so
talking, yeah.
intrusive.
If I say seriously, well, no, it's not doing one now, but sometimes when I say seriously, or
Yeah.
are you serious, suddenly she comes like, may I help you? It's like, shut up, we're on the radio. Nathan, Nat and Shaun,
Siri.
not Nathan, Nat and Siri. We want to know about this technology.
Yeah.
Siri, Alexa, Google.
Yeah, any of those.
Yeah. What's happened? Like, what do they do?
Does it feel like sometimes they're doing it off their own bat? Because once they become
It sounds
sentient,
it.
we're in trouble.
Because
yeah,
they
we are.
can control your life. They can control your home. They can make a noise when you're perhaps in a really important meeting. They can order things.
Yes.
That's tied to your credit card.
Yeah, that's right.
We want to know, what did Siri, Alexa or Google do? Give us a call on 13 24 10. Someone's going to get something amazing. Swan Valley Indulgence Cruise Tour for 2.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I know.
It's a little treat.
I like it.
Yeah, for a selection of wineries, fresh produce, family fun and natural beauty. The Swan Valley has it all. You can plan your visit at swanvalley.com.au. Support supported by Destination Perth. This is valued at $398 Australian dollars.
Hello. All right. Has Siri, Alexa or Google been up to things behind your back? Hit us up.
Emma's in Success. Hi, Emma.
Oh, hi. Good morning. How you going?
Good. All right. So what's the issue? What happened?
So I was, prior to hanging out with my in-laws, I was watching a saucy video on a particular website ending in Hub, which I think we all know.
Sushi Hub.
Yeah,
keep going.
Yeah,
Excellent too.
Exactly. And anyway, I was telling my mother-in-law about a thing I was currently watching on Netflix, and my Google voice cut in and said, last video watched, and started reading out the title.
Emma, that's hilarious.
Emma.
It
That's
wasn't
mortifying.
at the time. I look back and laugh now, but it was awkward for sure.
It's a good reason why I don't have a Google, an Apple Watch on, Em.
Yeah, I know. That's like having a little kid that tells the truth around strangers. Like, that's
It
horrible.
was definitely jobbing on me, that's for sure.
Oh,
That is so
how
mortifying.
embarrassing. Okay, that is
Thanks,
the best.
Emma. All right, let's go to... We'll call her Stacey. Hi, Stace.
Hello, how are you?
Hello,
Hi,
Stacey.
What happened?
So I worked for DCP and I had some pretty full-on training. And in the training, we started talking about, experiences that we had gone through. And I had a pretty toxic mother growing up.
Yep.
And I was just talking about a time when I was driving home from a really hectic shift, thought I could depend on her. I said, hey, you know who? Can you call you know who? And I'm not going to say it because this is what happened to me.
Yeah.
And then it called her, and then I told her everything that was happening to me. It was pretty horrific, and then she was absolutely not doing what she should do as a mother. And then in training, I was explaining this scenario, and I said it again. So it called her. So I was completely bagging my mother out, saying how bad of a mother she is, all the things that she does to me, and she heard the whole thing because she answered the phone call.
It's like, hey, Stacey.
So what happened afterwards?
Yeah, we don't talk.
I was going to say, did that improve the relationship at all? No.
have
She didn't see
thought
the
so.
error of her
Wouldn't have
ways
thought
once she
You
heard
know
explain
when
it.
someone's accidentally called you, right? What do you do? Do you hang
Well-
on the phone and listen, or do you do the respectful thing and hang up?
It depends what they're saying in that moment.
Because
I would
I'll
think.
try and yell. So say if you've accidentally
Yes.
called me,
Yeah,
I go,
you go,
Sean,
hello,
Sean,
yes.
Sean, and then I'll hang up.
Yep.
But if they were saying something particularly juicy at that moment when you started listening, you'd listen for a little bit.
Oh, no,
yes.
you have to. But
Yeah.
then again, also,
you do.
if you're going to start bitching about someone,
Yes.
right, do you always check to see if your phone's off?
Not enough is the answer to that.
Always, if you're going to say something really salacious, I check my phone and then I'll put it away, put it over there. And then
Well, now you're going to have to
face
do it
up.
with your watch, no?
Face up. Oh,
yeah.
no, my watch.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, that's a... Gee,
That's
we're
a
on.
cautionary tale. Thank you, Stacey. Angela, hello.
Good morning, guys. How are we?
Hi, Angela.
Has a virtual assistant hurt you, Ange? What happened?
Well, I obviously use Siri when I'm driving because I'm hands-free and everything. And the other day I was trying to phone through to get through to the free, and I said, Siri, phone over, and she told me, you are currently driving and it's not advisable.
What?
Well, that's why it's hands-free.
But that's hands-free.
I know, but specifically talking to us. It's
Oh, it's not
advisable.
about... Okay, well, you know what? We have been known to steer some people off the road. So,
She can call anyone else, just not us.
it's not advisable.
I might have tried an hour later and it went through, but at that point in time, Siri was like being
She
responsible
wasn't
and
having
saying,
it.
it's not
Yeah, Siri's basically turned into your mum at that point.
We totally understand it, by the way.
I personally, I don't know what the problem is. I think this phone call's gone really well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Then we hear an explosion.
Yeah, that's right. Stay safe, Angela. Thank you.
We have the Swan Valley Indulgence Cruise for two for a selection of wineries, fresh produce, family fun and natural beauty. The Swan Valley has it all. Plan your visit at swanvalley.com.au, supported by Destination Perth. Stacey.
Right.
Oh, yeah, Stacey suffered a lot.
Stacey.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
And then she has to explain how she got it.
Yeah. Well, she's obviously not going to take her mum. I think we can
No, I
say.
would have thought so.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Put the bass in your walk.
We've known this bucket of loveliness for a while now.
So,
One and only
some
Hannah
people know Chris Collins.
Yeah.
But the superhero name, Hannah Conda, RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under, and more importantly, brother/sister to the bin chicken Tim Collins, who used to work with us here.
Part of the family.
Everyone. I know.
To be fair, we met you first.
Yeah, we did.
I always say that. Everything that Tim's done here, I've been the blueprint.
That's right.
He's just taken everything from me.
But this is the first time I haven't seen you in full outfit, full drag outfit. Because
Tell
the first
them
time
I'm
you
in
came
drag.
in,
I'm in full drag.
first time you came in, Hannah.
Oh yes, I was. What did we do? I can't remember. We did something. It was camp.
Yeah, we did.
We've done a lot.
Yeah, we've done a lot.
Yeah.
We've done a lot.
But no, this is. I just couldn't shave the face today.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Just don't have it in
sometimes
you.
I've stopped.
Yeah. Oh, that's
That's
smart.
why I've got stubble now. I just cannot
He's
be
going
bothered.
full Prince Harry. Look
Yeah,
at him.
because you'd have to do that every day.
Lovely.
I mean, I don't have to do anything, so.
Yeah.
You don't. You shave once a century.
Yeah, Nathan grew that in an afternoon.
Yeah.
He hadn't shaved since last year. And
Yeah. So, firstly, congratulations on all the success.
Thank you so much.
We're just waiting to see if you're going to be making one of the international franchises. I'm guessing they've started sniffing around already.
Oh, you never know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who was the
never know.
Australian that was just on RuPaul versus the World?
Anita Wiglet.
She was
from-
terrible. No, she was.
she's coming here for Fringe World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was.
She's on our show tomorrow night.
She was terrible on it. Yeah.
She's such a sweetheart, though. She's
She's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But everyone's drag game was so much like when you hit the international
You gotta
stage, that
step-
was
you gotta step it up.
insane.
You know, they say, can I say pussy?
Yeah, you just did.
Like a cat? Oh, yeah, I
Too
did.
late
Whoops.
that, Hannah.
Oh, yeah, you got to step your pussy up.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah. And by pussy, I mean cat.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. So,
So the series that you've been a part of,
Yes.
is that getting showed in all other countries as well?
yeah, we're international. We're an international television franchise.
Are you getting people contacting you?
Yeah,
internationally?
it's wild. Like, to be honest, this has been a slow burner kind of sort of series. We are still getting messages about people watching it now, and they're
Yeah.
going, "You were robbed on episode
You
2."
were
It's
robbed.
like, babes, the therapy has kicked in. I'm fine now. But but yeah, they watch it like now, but live in it at the moment, so they think it's happening like
Yeah.
right now, and they get very wild, which is
Yes.
camp.
But
Bizarre.
you are polished and you're funny.
Thank you.
So and
great combination.
I do think that your drag is elevated, and to the point where Sean, if you really love a little slice of Hannah Conda,
Of course
you
I
can-
do.
You can get some of her merch. So Hannah Conda merch. If you want a Hannah Conda hoodie, it's going to set you back $73.
And I am worth
$73, what a
every
bargain.
penny of that. Yeah.
You know what? I was actually going to spend my money on some Yellowstone merch, but I'm
Yellowstone.
No. What do you mean? Have you not watched Yellowstone?
No.
Watch Yellowstone.
Is it a
Thank you.
surprise
What-
that Hannah Conda's not into Yellowstone? Are you serious?
No, you got to watch
Come on,
Yellowstone. So
ranching,
you'll
mate.
love
Ranching's
it.
life.
Okay.
And you'll get to some ranch drag.
You know what? Yeah. Oh my God, ranch drag.
That's like a sauce.
Sounds like a dipping sauce. Yeah, I know. It sounds like a dipping sauce. I do go great with the starter fries.
Yeah,
so
I can
maybe I
imagine.
will watch it.
Hey, so what's the most interesting thing that's happened since you're since getting off RuPaul?
Oh my God. Well.
Not physically.
Yeah. Once I jumped off Rue, dived deep into the world of the crazies, because there is a lot of people, like people follow you around and they will go to the places that you're like staying at, and they'll just like wait for you to come out. Have people like at the airport waiting for
So full on
us.
drag groupies.
Yeah, we have groupies, which is it's camp, and I love it, but it's like also a little bit.
Tell us, what's the sort of demographic of a drag groupie?
Well, firstly, super gay.
Or like, like 40 or 50-year-old mothers.
Yeah.
And they're like,
It'll never be a group of brickies, will it?
Not so far, anyway.
No, thank God. But they come in, after hours.
Yeah.
A non-discreet, all that kind of drama.
They slide into their DMs and their wife
That's right. Can we go back to the beginning, the OG? What got you into drag in the first place?
Well, it was like, I have a friend that says it as well. It's like a mistake that got out of hand. I went to the court, and I went, my friend Ruby was like, you need to do drag, like one night. And I was like, okay, sure, one night only. I did it, and they didn't let me win, and that made me furious. Yeah, so I was furious.
And that's continued through your career, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I was like, I want that $50 bar card.
Yeah, you know what? That's the same same as us. We've never won an award in radio.
Yeah,
that's why we
right.
keep going.
Still going.
Just keep going. Beat the dead horse until you get
That's
something.
right.
That's what you got to do.
20 years, though.
Yeah.
That's how long you're going to stay in.
Well, I'm 13 now, so, I'm getting
right.
there.
Yeah.
She's still flogging away at it.
Yes.
So from there, it just, I kept going back and I just fell in love with it. And it's now, 13 years later?
Yeah.
And here we are.
Chris, you have a partner?
Yes.
How long?
We've been together for 6 years.
So I want to. It's very interesting, isn't it? Because gay relationships, are usually, like it's man. It's guys looking for guys.
Yeah.
Is it a discussion? Is it harder for someone that does drag in the relationship world? What's that like, navigating that?
Oh, well, initially it was fine. Like, I was, so glamorous and beautiful, and he's like,
Well, of course.
he knew
What a
where
catch.
his bread was buttered. So
Yeah,
it was
sure.
like, okay. But and I had to import him. He's from England. So, the most expensive partner I've ever had.
But they get here really quickly, don't they? If you've ever ordered something off ASOS, they get in like 3
that
or 3
is
days.
true.
Yeah. Oh, look, it looked a little bit different to the photo, but you know what? We just go with it. I can't.
Well, he's here now. Well,
you
he's
just-
in the back.
yeah. got
Usually
him
just got to ham it and it's fine.
And trust me, he's been hemmed. Yeah. So we've been together. Where he was working at a bar that I was working at, and I was like, apparently there was one of the bartenders that had a crush on me, and I was like, which one? Because there's 3 British ones. I was like, I don't really care. I'll do
I don't
whatever.
care. I don't care which one.
So I went down,
have any
and
one of them.
I started because I was going through my getting in touch with myself phase, and I went out and went to talk to him, and it turns out it wasn't him. It was one of the other ones, but I just
so you're the
that.
slops.
Yeah, but I got him, and I was like, yes, and then
and the other poor one was just
I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared, but
heartbroken.
Yeah, I'm really devastated by that. But no, Jack and I, we've been together now for 6 years, and he is so supportive. He's on board with the whole journey. He's always just helping me out with whatever I need. It's challenging now because I'm away a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's just really sort
the
of
price of
shifted.
stardom, isn't it?
Well, this is the thing, but hopefully it pays off in the end, and we can buy a house and
Yes.
Well, I just think about how it would
we need
affect
millions.
Jack's life, because not only would you have your bedroom and your lounge room, but you'd have to have a drag room.
Yeah, got a drag room
in every house.
Yeah, and that is a point of contention because we split the rent down the middle.
Oh,
Yeah, right. And you're
Gotcha.
taking up that, that whole space.
I have a bedroom. I have for Hannah. I have a drag bedroom. I have a drag in every single room of the house.
it's a lot of sequins.
Drag in the
sequins
He's
everywhere.
coughing on feathers every morning.
Yeah.
How many outfits do you have to have, and wigs and...
Oh, babes, there's hundreds and hundreds of outfits, hundreds of wigs, and they're just everywhere. And they're not small things either.
Do you make them, or are you?
No, we all saw what happened on the show.
she
I hot
can't
glue.
sew.
I can't sew, babes.
You can barely hot glue too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, all the
That
leaves
makes
fell
it
off.
a really expensive exercise, right? These are costly items.
Yeah. You're spending a lot of money on them, and the fabrics are expensive and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a labour of love. It's not a cheap venture.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
It's not a get-rich quick scheme.
no, it is definitely not a get-rich scheme or a pyramid scheme. It's none of that. It's like slave your life away for years.
for pennies.
Yeah, for nothing.
So I love the way that Hannah looks, and one thing I do love about Hannah is her lips. Are your lips at capacity?
Oh, no, there's room.
Really? Is there?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
yeah.
Because
Honestly.
we
It
always
doesn't
thought
look
Do you know
like
Sean's
how
got
much is
big
in
lips.
there?
There's probably about going on 4 mils in there.
Okay.
But I could feel that they're slowly deflating
bit
on
of
the
room
side.
around that.
Yeah. So once I get back from tour, I'm going to be topping up.
It currently looks like balloon animals on your lips.
Good.
To you,
2 door sausages.
To you, what do they feel like?
They're fine. They feel like...
I don't want to hear what Jack knows about them.
Jack loves
do they
it.
feel
balloon
like they're
animals.
just-
It's like being an accident and the airbag comes.
yeah.
The airbag comes out.
I'm great on a plane. If I go down, it's a life-saving ride. Just jump in, guys.
It doesn't feel like your
for
face is
15
swollen,
years.
Chris, like they're over-swollen.
No, they're not swollen. This is just...
This is just
No, yeah. They feel not... No,
No, they don't feel swollen. They feel like you can touch them.
You-
later.
you-
Hey, Sean,
Babes.
you're not too far off.
I know. The man with the biggest lips in the world is questioning you.
Well, you know what?
challenging
When we're in a competition now, maybe we could combine forces of the lip.
Don't you
Sounds like he wants to pass you. Sean.
Okay, if you were Sean, how many mils would you get in?
Oh, babes, look, don't ask me because I would say just load them up, babes. Keep filling.
How much
Filling,
you got?
yeah. Put a full tank in it, and off we go.
Well, the reason we're talking to you is because you And Queen Kong and Spanky Jackson are bringing your tour to Perth.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
going to be massive.
Yeah.
You're the top 3, obviously, in drag race. So what's the name of the tour?
It's called Babs World Tour.
And what does BAB stand for?
Broadcast bitches.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I don't know why.
Who played
Beep it
that
out. Beep it out. Oh, yes. But yeah, so we Broadcast Bitches. The tour starts tonight at the Rechabite.
Yeah. Yes.
We still have some tickets available, so if you want to come along, it's going to be wild. It is a full 80-minute spectacular. There is no stopping. There is no breathing. We are going to be sweating our little drag booties off.
Yes.
So it's going to be
Come for the
absolutely
lips
epic.
and stay for the drag.
Yeah,
Yes.
come for the lips, stay for the drag. It's going to be epic.
Tickets at babstour.com and that's BABZ-tour.com. What a great show. Are you just doing the one show in Perth or more?
Just the one show,
Oh.
but if it's
One night
popular,
only.
one night only, but if it's popular, we'll come back.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll bring it back.
Are you staying at Mum and Dad's or are you in a...
Oh, no. I'm staying at the Doubletree, which is quite
he's
nice.
in a hotel. He's a big deal now,
Yeah.
darling.
He's next
Yeah, how
level
the other
now.
half live now. I'm living the high life at the Doubletree. And now here we're going to have a flood of drag race
With
fans.
what you are doing with drag and what your brother is doing on TikTok and
Amazing.
Instagram, your parents must be so proud, and we're proud of you too.
Thank you very
Well done,
much.
Chris.
Thank you for having me back.
Saturdays
No
your
worries.
achieving
Amazing.
sister, just saying.
Chris Collins, a.k.a. Hannah Conda.
Thanks, team. Love you guys.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.